All right. Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is your boy Turgon, the grumpy ass dwarf. Sorry, I really like that opening for some reason. I gotta stop that. Anyway, today's video is to just recap this strange season. We have 9 days left now. You can see the timer up here indicating that our campaign is going to end at 0 UTC on the 18th of August, which is exciting because this has been a crazy season. It started the last Wednesday in June. And for anyone who isn't on the server or isn't familiar with what has happened throughout the course of the server, I'll just break it down to you high level. The first 4 weeks of the season, Erebor essentially just got ganged up on by all the evil teams that were aligned with um, Lothlorien and Arnor. So Lothlorien and Arnor were a unified faction. As soon as unified factions became available and they had agreements, they were working together prior to that. And the Variags, the Rune, and the Mordor factions all aligned to take us out, and they failed. They did not take us out. Variags attempted on numerous occasions to take Elven King Halls from us, and we were able to repel them. And then a short time later, I want to say maybe a week, Lothlorien and Arnor declared that their intention to invade us. We had an app with them up to that point. They just left evil to deal with us, and we held our own. And we were getting beat up pretty bad, and then we formed a unified faction with Rohan. Rohan came up here and took the Iron Hills and worked to contain Rune, that had worked over to Carnan Vale and was starting to head towards Eastern Hills, and we were able to repel them out. And now, as you can see, Rune is just an afterthought on the map. They're currently working to try to take Withered Heath up here, so we should be able to repel them, hopefully, with minimal effort. And at any rate, then a crazy thing happened where Variag decided, this isn't really cool to be ganging up on the dwarves like this. We don't like the people that are leading Lothlorien and Arnor, so they flipped, and Variag did start to attack Lothlorien, and that took a tremendous amount of pressure off of us. It left us basically just to deal with Arnor. Mordor got pushed out by Rohan. Rune kind of was doing interesting things. They Arnor left Withered Heath to them up here, and they came and took that, and we retook it. We retook it a couple of, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 days ago, something like that. Sometime within the last week, we retook it, and so we've pushed our way back here, and Lothlorien and Arnor have been facing, everyone. They've been facing Variag, they've been facing Linden, they've been facing Gondor, they've been facing us, and Rohan. So we're just whittling them down gradually, piece by piece. And here we are. We got 9 days left in the season, and the ring is really up for grabs still, even though it's currently owned by Lothlorien. The ring itself, if you look at Dol Guldur, is completely surrounded by Variag. So Variag and Erebor are friendly right now, um, but there is a possibility. I mean, Rohan is certainly posturing to make a run at the ring, and who knows what's going to come with that. I do, but I'm not going to tell everyone on a YouTube video because that would be dumb. I'm not going to spill any secrets. No, I really don't know anything. I'm just kidding with you. Anyhow, so that's the story of season in a nutshell. And now I just want to talk through, now that you have that background, what the heck has happened with my account? Because you look at my buildings, you go, geez, there's 9 days left in the season. You haven't finished getting storage to 20, or barracks to 20, or military academy to 10. My battlements aren't even close, and bow tower aren't even close. you look at, what I've done. None of my buildings are 6 out of 6 except for the Goat Rider stable, because I prioritized lowering the conscription time of Goat Riders as much as I possibly could, and that was smart, and I'll show you why. Same thing, I got Knights and Guards of the Tower. Don't care about Dunedain right yet. Haven't seemed to find a need for them. And gold is definitely an issue in Tactics Evolved, because now with all these elite skills that you can pick up, they cost gold. So, and when you go to switch off a skill, an elite skill, they refund 70% of your gold, which mitigates some of that cost, but still, it's going to cost you about 100,000 gold to take something that was level 10 and then level it back up to 10. So, it's still definitely a cost there. I'm not using really cavalry at all, so the Rohirrim quarters have been mostly left alone. I only leveled this to 10 because I wanted the grain production and the gold. I haven't even bothered with anything with Cavaliers. I'm not running any Cav-based commanders this season. Don't need them, don't care. Having the Knights on Aragorn is good enough, and the Cataphracts on Gandalf and Haldir. And I just recently got Sharpshooters, got them leveled to 10. Looking to get Dispersion on them tonight. It's gonna be sweet. Yeah, about 2.5 hours, and then I'll unlock Dispersion and level that up. As you can see, I have plenty of gold to do that. All right, so units standpoint, doing fine. Gilgalad's run strong. I have no level 50 comms. I've had no time to train comms all season, and I don't care because my comms have been effective at the level that they're at, and that's what's important. Oh, I guess I should give you a little bit more background just to kind of show you some credibility here. I fight hard. I don't path. I don't siege. Virtually all my contribution score, if you look at the definition of contribution score, it's from prestige and siege damage. Um, and I'm not doing any of that. It's just all prestige. My contribution score is 18,797, and my prestige is 1.8. So they're practically overlapping numbers. So I've been doing okay in combat. It's different. It's very different fighting the light side compared to the dark side. You can pretty much do the same thing on Gilgalad that you do versus either of them, but like in the instance of my Aragorn here, I definitely switch him up. His gear, I put the quilted armor on him for the extra focus damage mitigation. That's 50%. And then the knights also get 60% focus damage mitigation from this, so 110% focus mitigation, which is great for fighting Galadriels. And you can see we're fighting up here. We're getting ready to go and hit Rivendell. We're the only ones up here, and it's good. We're drawing a response because that's freeing up our other fellowships in the Erebor faction to go and retake our ancestral homeland, Moria. Oh man, they're doing it too. Woo! And they're doing it from the tunnels. That's wild. Man, that's a lot. That's really cool. Good timing to record this video, eh? In the meantime, while we're doing all that, continuing to cripple Lothlorien. Arnor is trapped out west essentially now. They could long march out here, and I think they do have a fortress in Fangorn somewhere, so they can definitely make some plays still. But by and large, they're just fighting Lindon out there, trying to prevent Lindon from reclaiming their capital, which honestly I'm okay with because I know some of the people over in Linden. I played season 3 with them, and they're kind of dicks. So I don't really care what happens to them, and I'm happy that they're fighting the same people that I'm fighting. So there's some alignment there, but also some poetic justice as well. Let's see what else is going on. That's my Aragorn, my Gilgalad. I can basically do the same thing here with Dwalin versus both light side and dark side. He'll be good against Galadriel as well because of the focus mitigation here, And then also he's got madness immunity for the first 3 rounds, 100%. So when it comes to fighting Galadriels, he's the best. And in terms of fighting Gilgalads, I really would love to be lining up Haldir versus the Gilgalad, whatever, GG. And because he's got Pursuit in his kit. I'm not used to viewing this in this landscape mode, so I apologize. So it's there. It's the foresight that gives him 70% chance pursuit for the first 4 rounds. It's really good. And my second guy with pursuit is Gandalf, who has a 90% chance with the Hunter's Mark here. So these would be my two solutions for Gilgalad. Those are my 5 comms really in a nutshell that I'm using. I'm basically running Gilgalad, Dwalin, and Aragorn as a trident, and then Gandalf, the Grey, and Haldir as my reserves. And then I'm also working on Treebeard. I got him to 35, and I'm close to getting Ents on him. I'm here. I'm set up. This gentleman, I've been discussing this camp with him. He's going to drop the tile. My fort's going to complete. I'm going to send some commanders down there. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to make a ton of Ents. And then it's going to be on. I want to test these Ents so bad. Let me talk through my Treebeard with you real quick because I'm excited about him. First off, this weapon looks inconspicuously weak because it's only a 2-star gold, but it increases his might, which is going to increase damage for him and for the army, which is big. So it's plus 33 is a pretty good amount for 2 stars. Love to get more stars, but you know what? You only got what you got, right? This is going to really help because it already increases the defense of the army by 20, but then also for Ents, because they're considered a large unit, it's going to give them another extra 10. So that's huge. I'm going to put some. I am kind of running him sometimes with Sentinels in the back to do more damage, but really by and large, I'm just using this headpiece to inflict madness once every 2 rounds. That's it. The focus and the speed are nice as well. And then this fiddle is going to be great because it increases the march speed of Ents, which are the slowest unit in the game by like a lot. Even dwarves are faster than Ents. You know an Ent's coming because they just move. Like you could be going like 3 tiles away and it's going to be a 5-minute walk. This fiddle really helps mitigate that speed with that trait, the Ents march trait, as well as the army speed plus 15 for having us a 5-star. So that in combination really helps speed them up. And then you can't, since we play Airborne, everything that we send looks slow. So, so you might not be able to tell a difference between a dwarf army coming versus an Ent army coming. And so the idea behind the Ents here with this commander, I don't think I can put Ents on him now. I think I just took him off. Yeah, I did take him off. So I had like a residual because I just ran out of Ents today. But I mean, the idea is going to be make about 140 Ents, stuff them in here, put a couple of war rams in as well, so you get that defense reduction, debuff on an enemy, and then throw in like one command of guards of the tower or guardians, or I could just skip the war rams altogether and just do all Ents and then one command of guardians and guards of the tower with shield training as their elite skill. That's gonna decrease. It's gonna stack and it's gonna decrease all damage the Ents will receive by 40%. And then if you look at his skills, or the skills that I have elected to put points into for Treebeard, you look at pacifism here, that's another 28%. So 68% of all damage incoming to Ents will be mitigated right off the bat just from that, which is ridiculous. On forests, the Ents will do 30% more damage, which will be stupid. And also this in effect increases Treebeard's damage. I don't find it to be a really, significant increase based upon, my testing in the past. I've skipped the R3 tree and put everything into as R0s, but I'm testing it this way because I think this will be really good. I think the purity is good. I think the pacifism is good. The one thing I didn't like about the R0 tree was the contemplation sounds like it's really good because when it's leveled out 7 points, you reduce all incoming damage by 90% over the first 2 rounds. And as you know, a lot of commanders do a lot of damage over the first 2 rounds, both on the light and the dark side. But the thing I don't like is that your guys just don't do anything the whole first 2 rounds. Um, I didn't like that, but I do like Eldest. I think it's a good skill, and Vengeance is also a good skill. So after I finish leveling up Fangorn and Nature's Booty, I meant Bounty. I'm just kidding. Um, then I might throw some points into Eldest just to have Eldest unlocked, and maybe 1 point in here just to have 1 point in there. I don't know. I'll tinker around with it. He's only level 35. I have 15 levels to go, so I have some space, and I doubt I'll get him to 50 in 9 days. I'm just wanting to use him and see how the Ents do with him, and I'm excited for that. Versus a non-dark side opponent. So the elves will be a perfect test for that. They're really loving to run um, this. Well, not this. Where did it go? I thought I had. Oh, where is it? Public reports. Yeah, it's buried now because there's been more fighting. They love running Galadriels. They love running. I'm trying to find a Theoden fight because they love the Theodens, but they also really love the Galadriels. So when I have some reports of that, I'll share them with the team. We'll test that. But yeah, I mean, for Galadriel, I'm just running Aragorn and Dwalin right now. And Dwalin will be helping to get the Ents. I'll be pulling my Gilgalad and back to help with the Ents and probably Aragorn as well. Because just acquiring the Ents is a huge priority for me. I want to get them, I want to make them, and I already have them. I got them briefly earlier in the season and started working on leveling them. Their levels are pretty good, but it's expensive getting that last 10 defense that only lasts for 3 rounds. And this is pretty good as well. This will go up to 15% once it's maxed out, but they're expensive. I think I'll probably do that. I'll probably max Haven out ahead of Protector just because Treebeard heals a lot. If you look at a report, you'll see that. I'm spending a little bit too much time talking about this, but I think it's worth going over. I mean, just look, even at level 4, his healing is doing 36.8k versus, it's an NPC. It's not a PvP situation, but still, those numbers are really significant. And the commander damage is kind of low. I'm not really a big fan of the commander damage right now on him, but the soldier damage is good. Got a good balance of soldier damage between the war rams and the iron warriors there. But these will all be replaced, and we'll test it out with the Ents once we have a good number. I mean, I want a lot of Ents. I want 95% of this army to be filled with Ents, and it'll be really fun. Anyway, I hope you found this video to be insightful and interesting in some way. I apologize for blabbering on and on and on as I tend to do. Please leave a like or comment below if you wish, or shoot me a message in Discord or in game. I am here to help you. We're all one team. If you're from Serve and watching this, if you're outside of Serve and watching this, then I hope you found this entertaining at the very least. And if you're one of our enemies and watching this, then sorry. It's been a heck of a season, though. It's going to go down in the history books, I think, as a crazy season. We were pretty sure we were going to lose and just, kept riding it out with perseverance. And here we are the last 9 days, and there is potential to maybe get a win out of this, or at the very least, we expect to keep our capital. Our capital is not going to get taken, and Rohan has retaken Edoras, so we're going to get that season reward, which is really, really nice. So, cheers to everyone who's been involved. I wish you all well.